Hey YouTube, welcome back. My name is Jeremy with Bod's Exotic Reptiles, and today I want to explain the simple version of Parthenogenesis, or short-term Partho in ball pythons. Alright, so first off, I had two clutches last season that were actually Partho related, or Parthenogenesis, if I'm saying that correctly. One of them was actually a partial Partho, meaning that there was only, it wasn't the whole clutch that ended up being a Parthenogenesis, it was just one. I'll see if I can dig up a picture and I'll explain that in a second. And then the other one was just recent, which it was an Enchi female that I bred to a super pastel cinnamon lesser. Now I no longer have the male. The female that I had is right here, which she is just a regular Enchi. Nothing else going on, no hets or anything like that. You just straight up Enchi. And she did give me a clutch last year, which I bred a, it was a bamboo. And I ended up, I think, with 10 eggs of, a mixture of normals, bamboo, and bamboo Enchis. Okay, so now the clutch that I got from her this year, she ended up giving me 10 eggs. Now, 4 of them look like this, which is a super Enchi, and then 1 looked like this. All these, when you have a Partho clutch, all the babies are going to be females. You're not going to get any males. Now, originally, I thought whenever you had a Partho that it would mimic the mother. It would be identical to the mother. That's what I originally thought, and that's what, from what just talking to many people, that's what a lot of others think too. But that's not the case. It sometimes is the case, and I'll explain that in a minute. Let me put these guys back. Alright, so this is my this took me about 8 hours to build this allele example here that I have. But anyways, this is very quick and simple, and hopefully I'm doing this in a way that most of you can understand. Alright, so when you have say a super Enchi, you're going to need Enchi on both sides to create a super Enchi. But in my case, with the mother of the clutch I just showed, or the 2 babies I just showed, was just a regular Enchi. So one side of the allele is going to be Enchi, and the other side is going to be normal. Now, when you have it where the mother Partho's out, it's going to take one side and it's going to double up on that side. So this being just an Enchi, it's going to double up on this, and then it's going to create the super Enchi. It's going to have Enchi and Enchi on both sides, which creates the super Enchi. And that's what you see in one of the babies that look like. Now, in another case, we had the normal that I showed. So it didn't take the Enchi side, it took the normal side. It takes that, and it doubles up on the normal, giving you just a regular classic, normal, or whatever you want to call it. So, so in a Partho, it always doubles up on at least one of the genetics. Now, in the case where, I don't know if it was way back when they thought that it mimics the mother, in some cases it does that, and I'll give you that example right now. Alright, now in the case of in the case of the babies looking identical to the mother, would be in something that is a single gene, or no, not single gene, but just a recessive. Say, so for an example, in this case, a clown. So you're going to have a het clown on one side of the allele and a het clown on the other side of the allele, which is going to give you the visual clown. So when you have a Partho clutch, it's going to take one side of this, meaning the het, and it's going to double up on that, which is going to give you the visual clowns. So if you have, say, just a normal male to a visual clown female, and a Partho's out, all the babies are going to be visual clowns, because it's going to double up on the het, on the one side. Obviously the male has nothing to do with it at this point. Now when you start talking say in the case of the picture, if I found it, I ended up with, I'll just explain what the clutch was. Okay, the female was a pastel clown, and the male was a desert ghost. It was a pastel desert ghost het cryptic. And in the clutch of 7 eggs, I got some kryptons, and I got some super pastels, some pastels, and I ended up with 1 visual clown. Now I know that that visual clown is a partho, so that's a partial partho, which is very rare to happen, but it does happen. And I know that because there's a visual, and there's no way I could have got a visual clown out of the pairing that I had. All right, so in that case, it was a visual clown, 2 parts of the het, and it was a pastel. Excuse my artwork here. Okay, so that was what the mom was. She was a clown, and she was a pastel. Now what happened is she threw one side, making a clown out of that baby. If you could see it in the, hopefully I have the picture, or else I'd probably look like an idiot. And then she threw one side of the pastel. So it ended up being a super pastel clown that was in that clutch. And that's how that works. So the whole thing of, and I know I'm not the only one that thought this because I talked to a few others and they thought that in the beginning too. The whole thing of a partho identically matching the mother is not true. The only thing that's going to be 100% is the babies are going to be female. You're not going to get any males out of a partho clutch. And when you start getting, say if I had a clown, pastel, enchi, banana, I don't know, if you start getting all those, then it gets really kind of screwy, you know, because then you can get super of several different genetics and things like that. But the basics is when you have a partho clutch, it's going to pull one side of the allele and double up on it, and depending on whatever genes that's in the mother is going to depend on what you have there. Hopefully this helps you out and it doesn't screw you up too much, because I know I'm not the best at explaining things like this. Let me know what you think in the video, in the comments below, and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one.